So
just
these,
cold water.
they're Anaheim chili? No, what were they?
Those were New Mexico
New Mexico
chilies. But the
chilies.
Anaheim chilies would be nice too. A great place to buy chilies is down at South China Seas at Granville Island. They tend to have lots of really nice dried chilies. And they're pretty knowledgeable too, which is helpful. I'm not a big chili buff, but I do try different chilies all the time. People always relate it to kind of heat, but it's not always about heat. It's often more about flavor. And if they're smoked, they're an entirely different flavor than when they're not. If anyone's heard of chipotle chilies, that's actually just a jalapeno that's been smoked. So, and it gives such a different flavor, but it's still the same thing at the end of the day. Okay, I think it's time to add our garlic. So you can just roughly chop it, or I like to grate it in there. For me, the less you touch your garlic, the better. So it really does just stay there forever.
What'd you say, the less you touch it?
Yeah, I don't like touch. It's just a personal thing.
Oh.
It doesn't affect you.
Just the smell of it, you mean, on your hands.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I used to, I lived up at Whistler for a little while, and bears are a real problem. And I was running on the Valley Trail, if anybody knows that. It's very, it's kind of, in lots of places there are lots of people, but in some places there are no people. And I was running with my headphones on, and I was cooking at a restaurant up there. And everything's very hands-on in a kitchen. You're touching everything. Everything's staying on your hands. And I was running, and I'm scared of like raccoons, let alone bears. And all of a sudden, something started licking my hand, and I don't run that fast, so yes, a bear could, well, not that it couldn't, but, and I absolutely screamed and fell over. I thought a bear was licking my hand, but it was someone's dog. Anyway, because I always have like smoked salmon, you know, all those things stay. Okay, so you can see the garlic already is starting to stick, which is not a good thing. So I'm going to throw my beans in, which are not only quite wet, but quite cold. So they're automatically going to drop the temperature of the pot. So whatever was beginning to burn has stopped. So I'm controlling it. The next thing I'll add is, oh, I forgot to add my cumin. Add your cumin before the beans. Not a big deal though. So I think that cumin is really the one spice, if you were to add one spice to chili, is super important. That's sort of the flavor of chili is cumin, I think. Now we'll add our oregano too. There's actually Mexican oregano out there, which of course would be appropriate today. Not sure if that's what we're using, probably not, but that will work too. And we'll just saute a little bit around, just warm up those beans. We can throw in our roasted green pepper. And let's get these chilies chopped up.
How hot are they? How hot are those ones?
They're not very spicy at all. They're more for flavor. To be honest, when I do these classes, I don't usually add too much spice because some people are really sensitive to heat. But by all means, if it's not spicy enough for you, then take it home and spice it up. I'm only going to add half of the jalapeno too, which is right there. So truly, we're not adding very much heat at all. It's more about the flavors.
So you didn't take any seeds out of there at all?
I didn't take any seeds out, no. To be honest, we did it this morning and I took the seeds out, and I can't handle it when there's not at least a tiny bit of heat, so I'm leaving them in this time to see what happens. But I will take them out of the jalapeno. I eat a lot of these, and some of them are just as hot as green peppers, and some of them are really, really, really hot. It's inconsistent. So I recommend you to taste a little bit before you add it to your chili to find out which kind it is.
She did in those fried ones.
Take all the seeds.
She took them out. She took but she didn't think it was
We'll
enough
just
to
dice
heat
them
us.
up a little bit.
She didn't think this class had enough heat.
She's got some seeds in there.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah. Maybe she's used to it.
Yeah, she's got a few seeds there.
Yeah.
Okay, so those are all sort of the solid ingredients we're adding. Now we'll add a little bit of chicken stock. I'm going to pass some of this around for you guys to smell. For all of those of you who use boxed chicken stock, I myself am one of those people when I get lazy and I'm like, it's fine. It's fine. wrong with this. But as soon as you stop and make your own, it just changes things. Almost caught on fire. Now, it has some bits in it, but I'm not concerned because the chili itself, here, if you grab that.
Oh, grab that one.
Just
Okay.
pass it around and smell it.
Have a smell.
It really is so chickeny. And if you're making a recipe that's very, very simple, if it's only got a few very simple ingredients in it, if you take the time to make sure that each ingredient is high quality, you're going to make a delicious high quality dish. Okay, so that's, might need a little more stock than that. And this is one of those dishes that if you make it the night before, for the next day, it will be that much better because the beans are really just starchy little vessels of starch. If you leave them overnight, they absorb the spices you put in, they absorb all the delicious flavors, and they're pretty unbelievable.
Is that probably one chicken into that stock?
I just used one chicken, yeah. I already pulled the breast out, but... So that's the chicken that we'll be adding.
You know, to do it tonight, this was.
And then you take the rest of the stock
With bread.
and you freeze it, and then it's ready for you. You turn that up a little bit. Okay. So now I'm just going to dice up the chicken. It makes a difference, hey? So chickeny. So good. Okay, so I just used a spider. I pulled the chicken out. Chicken bones obviously work just as well. What I find is really difficult is to find chicken bones that are free range or organic. So I usually just buy the whole chicken, save the carcass, and use it for my chicken stock. And this is a really nice free range chicken today. So I was feeling like that might be a good thing. Okay, so I'm just using my hands to pull the meat off. It's not hot anymore, and I think it does a better job than a knife at this stage. Considering we're going to shred it all up anyway, it's not such a big deal though. Now really get your hands in there. If you have the whole chicken, you'll be surprised where you find little bits of good meat. Even in this way, just pull the skin off, you get some nice bits of sort of dark, delicious meat. You have the time. Throw it in there.
Yeah.
Now you can either use your hands from here and shred it up, or you can use a knife. The reason that I want to use a knife is because this morning when I was cutting it up, I actually hit a couple bones, and I don't find you always notice it when you're using your hands, even though that doesn't sound like it makes sense, but somehow it does. So, again, just really rustically, even if you cut it into big pieces, it will fall apart. That's just what happens, and that is quite alright. You can see why this makes sense for turkey leftovers now. You just have your little bits left over and throw them in a pot.
Yeah, so these are...
And as I said before, if you just happen to have a couple breasts in the fridge, you can cut them up raw and throw them in there if you have some nice chicken stock. And to be honest, if you have some chicken stock's ready, if you have some beef in there, you can throw some beef in there too, or ground chicken, or really any kind of meat. The point is just to keep it really simple. If you have beef, you can still use chicken stock too. If you have beef broth, that's great, but it is harder to find. Keep it nice and light if you just use the chicken stock. Yes, good timing. Okay. So, that you can see is looking a little bit soupy. That's because we haven't added our cornmeal yet. So, quarter of a cup of cornmeal. This we're actually using as a thickener today. So, it's basically, but I have read cornmeal is a lot like polenta. And if you picture polenta when it's cooked, it really is quite thick. So, that's what not.
Yeah.
So, we'll just pour it in a thin stream. If you dump it all in at once, sometimes it gets kind of lumpy. And so what we're doing is just binding those extra juices. And that, paired with cooking a little bit more and reducing the liquid down, will make it a nice thick chili.